Yeah, once again, good evening to everyone. So we'll start Python. So as I said, it's from scratch. Scratch means from zero knowledge. And now, how it was introduced as a programming language, and who designed this programming language. His name is Guido van Rossum. He's a Dutch programmer. He's from Netherlands. In 1990s, he created 1991, around 1992. He created the Python program in his lab while he was working as programmer. And in 1994, the Python first version was released. Right? For the Python, we have three versions: Python 1.0, Python 2.0, Python 3.0. And Python 1.0 is released in 1994. After that, after some upgradations, some updations, some rectifications, again Python 2.0 is released in 2000, October 2000. After that, Python 3.0 released in December 2008. Currently, we are working on Python 3.0 version. There is no Python 4.0 version. It is not yet released. But still, while we are working, currently we are working in 3.11.1 version. You can see on the screen. The latest version of Python is Python 3.11.1. You can go Google and you can search what is the latest version of Python. But simply you might think that Python 1, Python 2, Python 3 means Python 1 is the Python 2 is the update for the Python 1, and Python 3 is an update for Python. So don't think like that. Simply we are habituated that kind of updation, because whenever we think, for example, let's take a WhatsApp app. WhatsApp means if there is any update, we simply go to Play Store and we'll update that, right? So whatever the features are there, still the features are there. There are some more additional features are updated. But coming to Python, whatever the program is written in Python 3, it will not be supported by the Python 2, and vice versa. My statement is Python 2, if I write a program in Python 2, it will not supported by the Python 3. That concept I call is back-end compatibility or backward compatibility. Means the programs which are written in Python 2nd or 2 version will not be supported. Let me take some examples so that you will understand. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Right. One example is print statement. Okay. So while we are doing the coding, you can see the difference. Print hello world. Some hello. Just it's a Python 3 version. If I want to write the code in Python 3, print hello, I can write print open parentheses and hello. But coming to Python 2 version, we should not, or we are need not to write this parentheses. Simply print quotes hello. This will be supported for Python 2nd version. Right. So these are the differences between the Python 2 and Python 3. Of course, there is one more concept is called input. This is for Python 3.0 version. But coming to Python 2 version, we'll write raw input. Raw input. This is supported by the 2nd version. But this raw input is not applicable for Python 3.0. So these are the few changes, I say. Screen is visible. Can anyone confirm? Hello. Can anyone confirm that screen is visible or not?
Sir, no sir. Adi mana introduction page దగ్గర ఉంది sir అది.
Oh.
Python introduction దగ్గరనే.
ఇంట్రడక్షన్ దగ్గరే ఉన్నా నేను కూడా.
అంటే సార్ బట్ చెప్తున్నారు కదా సార్ ఇందాక మీ ప్రింట్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎలా వస్తుంది అని అదంతా మాకు షేర్ అవ్వలేదు.
గివ్ మీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్. ఓకే ఫైన్. Okay, thanks for your feedback. Why it is happening? Right. He is the one who created Python programming language, Guido van Rossum, and these are the versions introduced. And as I said, whatever the programs written in the Python 3 will not be supported by Python 2. The programs which is written in Python 2 will not be supported by the Python 3. So examples are simply print statement. If I write print hello world, usually a program can write, but I'm writing only hello. This is supported by the third version, means Python 3.0. If I want to write the code for Python 2.0, simply I can remove the parentheses and I can write in the codes hello. Both give same output, but the thing is it is supported by Python 3.0 and it is supported by Python 2.0. Okay, and one more important thing is input function. Means if I want to wait, some screen problem is there. Okay, so input function. Okay, this is for Python 3.0. If I want to write input function for this is Python 3.0, this is Python 2.0. So these are the some features and some updations for Python 3.0 and Python 3.0. That concept is called backend compatibility. Backend compatibility means the programs which are written in Python 3 or Python 2 will not be supported vice versa. Okay, I hope next we'll go further. Yeah, what are the features of Python? Means you have chosen Python as your programming language, right? Now you can see that simply and easy to learn. What does it mean? Simply means we can read the statements in English. The entire Python is the words or the keywords or the function names or the class names, whatever the things are in the Python code is familiar with us. We can understand. If I want to write a code, if condition or for loop or some function, whatever it is the code in Python, we can simply understand. If you go for Python or C programming, you can see stdio.h or some kind of functions, printf means. So these kind of function we simply we can't understand. For a beginner who is new to coding, he may get some kind of problem to understand that code. But coming to Python, it's very easy. That's the reason it can be considered one of the most important feature. Even though he is the participant or the one who is shown his enthusiasm towards Python language, he can simply understand that. No need to put more and more efforts. It's not kind of rocket science. Simply you can understand that. And the second thing is open source. What do you mean open source means? The source code of the Python is visible and available to everyone in the world. You can access the source code for Python, and open source means it's not commercial oriented software or the programming language. It means if you want to download Python IDE or Python IDLE, you no need to pay single paisa. Simply you can search the Google Python download, then automatically you will redirect it to the website and you can download from there. So you need not to pay anything. And the third one is interpreted language. What do you mean by that? Interpreted language means simply if I write a code, we need to execute that. For C programming and other programming, what happens is the source code or the program is converted into machine code, then it will be interpreted. But coming to Python, it's someone is making noise, please. If let me mute all. Yes. So if I want to write a code in Python, simply directly it will be interpreted. There is one machine called PVM. PVM means Python Virtual Machine. This Python Virtual Machine takes care of everything and it will directly interpret the code which is written by the programmer. Then it will be executed and gives the output. And third one is the platform independent. What do you mean by that? Platform independent means I can use Python language in Windows operating system, and I can use in Linux, and I can use in MacBook, means in iOS. We have different types of operating systems. Usually, everyone, almost as for me, 80 to 90% are familiar with Windows laptops. There are some people who are using MacBook, and there are some those who want to give the one kind of security for his system. They can use Unix or Linux like that. So irrespective of the operating system, Python can be written, Python can be installed, Python can be used. These are the this is the meaning of platform independent. And third, I think fifth one is dynamic type. What do you mean by dynamic type? Simply, I'll show you some programs, example programs, so then you can understand. Dynamic type is if I want to write a program, sum of two numbers, let's say A and B. In C program, if I want to give the value, before assigning the value, I need to give int. The data type must be given before the execution of the program. If A equal to 10, before A, I need to represent int A equal to 50, int B equal to 50 or 60. So I need to give the data type before execution of the program. But coming to Python, you no need to give any kind of data type before its execution. Simply, while we are doing the mathematics in our childhood, or simply now also we are doing, some of you people are doing that. Simply you write, if I say take A equal to 10, take B equal to 15, then make it sum. Simply you take A equal to 10, you'll write with a pen, a pen on white paper, A equal to 10, B equal to 5. then simply a plus b equal 15. In the same way, the Python program can be written. No need to mention what is the data type and what is the output. Should we give percentage D? Should we give percentage S? Or should we scan? Should we print up? No need to use everything. Simply A equal to 10, B equal to 5, and print A plus B. That's the program is ended. Simple program. I'll show you. Right. And third, sixth one is the rich library. What do you mean by library? If you go for library, we have a lot of books. So if I am from mechanical engineering, there is some desk and I can go there, I can collect my books. If you are from some business analytics, or if you are from some computers or electronics, whatever, simply you'll go to library and you'll collect your books. In the same way, for every branch there is desk. In the same way, for every application there is library. For example, if I want to deal with machine learning, there are multiple machine learning libraries are there. Simply, I install that library and I'll do my work. For example, for machine learning, pandas, NumPy, and matplotlib, Seaborn. These are the libraries. Of course, there are multiple, but these are the popular. Don't think that pandas is the only library to use for data analysis. No, we have, but these are very powerful. Pandas is the very powerful and very popular. That's the reason people who are doing in machine learning projects, they prefer only the pandas and high level programming language. As I said in the first point, I said that it's a simple and easy to learn. In the same way, high level programming language means you can understand the program by reading the code. You can understand the code by reading that particular code and the logic. So Python is programmer friendly language. And last one, of course, function oriented and object oriented. Where we can see function oriented programs in C programming, where we can see object oriented programs in C++. But coming to Python, it supports function oriented and object oriented and script oriented, scripting language. We can say Python is also scripting language like HTML, like that. These are the few features which is understandable for a beginner. Of course, we have multiple features, but I highlighted only these 8 features. You can go through Google and you can search what are the features of Python. Simply, you will get multiple features. As you are beginners and you are it's your first class, so that I selected only few features. And yeah, you can see difference between different languages. You can see, wait, someone is doing that. Okay, so you can see if I want to print hello world, the output must be hello world. So how a Java programmer can write code, how a C programmer can write the code, and how a Python programmer can write the code. You can see, for in Java, you need to mention the class and hello world, that's the function, and public, state, static, void main, all these things, string, and you need to mention all these things. Almost it took 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, almost 4 to 5 lines of the code. Whereas in C programming, in the same way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. to print just hello world. In Python, simply you can write single line of the code. Print hello world, that's it. Is there any difficulty to understand the Python code as compared to Java and C programming? Absolutely no. Anyone who knows English, simply he can understand print hello world means okay, the computer is going to print hello world. This is about the hello world, just hello world proof. And next, I'll show one more example so that you'll have clear idea. Yeah. So as I said, if I want to add two numbers, or sum of two numbers, just observe left top code is the Java code. You need to write entire code, almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 9 to 10 lines to print sum of two numbers. Whereas this is the right top is C program. You are very familiar with the hash include. Hash is missed. Hash include stdio.h. Stdio.h means standard input output header file. So whatever the printf or int, scanf, all the definitions are stored in the header file is called stdio.h. stdio. This is the code for adding two numbers in C programming. In Python, simply you can see a equal to 225, b equal to 115. Of course, it's a capital letter. It must be small letter. Make it corrected. So a equal to 225, b equal to 115. Now I need to print. Simply I can write a plus b. This is how a 5th class or 6th class student can do. That's the reason in some schools and some universities or some countries, Python is introduced as one of the school subject because of its easiness. A equal to 225, b equal to 115. If I want to add, simply I can add plus symbol. It will be added. Right. So this is the advantage of the Python. So you no need to write lines code. Simply you can write 2 to 3 lines to print sum of two numbers. So this is these are the advantage of Python. So if you are absolutely beginner, if you don't have the knowledge in any coding code or any programming language, the Python is the best thing for you. Python is best friend to you. Right. Let's go. Of course, there are some limitations for the Python. Not only advantages, but also there are some disadvantages for Python. What do you mean by that? As I said that Python is interpreted language. Due to interpreting that, there is a slow process or the slow execution. That's the reason the speed of the execution is little bit slow as compared to C. So in Python 3.11 version, they said that almost 60 to 65% of the performance is increased. In the releasing notes, they given statement like that. Maybe in coming days, it will overcome this limitation. So performance wise, it will be little bit low as compared to C. Obviously, C is very fast. And it is not applicable for mobile applications. So if I want to create an app which is mobile application like WhatsApp or some gaming application, Python is not applicable. But we can design the games, but we can't design kind of application like WhatsApp, social media apps like that. And coming to poor memory management, it is little bit poor. And we will see while we are doing some code or while we are doing hands-on, then you can see that. These are the applications where we can use Python. Python can be in the right picture. You can see that it is downloaded from Henry Irving website, and it is useful in data science where machine learning, business analytics, or statistical analysis, and deep learning we can do in the area of data science using some libraries, some tools. In web development, people are very familiar with the HTML, PHP, let's say Java as a backend developer, backend coding language or programming language. And but Python can be used as a backend programming language for web development. There are some Django kind of frameworks are there. You can use like that. And game development, there is a library is called Pygame. Just simply you can import that and you can make. And CAD for civil engineers, mechanical engineers, RPA means robotic atomic process robotics. And of course, you can see on the left side, desktop applications means computer applications, web applications means, for example, if you want to predict MSET rank, based upon MSET rank, you need to predict whether I can get the seat in particular university or particular college or not. This is kind of a web application. Network programming, machine learning, as I said, IoT, Internet of Things. Some people are from third year, those who are ready for fourth year, those who are ready to complete their graduation. In their final project, simply you can do project with IoT, Internet of Things. Raspberry Pi is there. Pi means Python. You can write the code in Python. Of course, artificial intelligence applications. These are the applications for the Python. And flavors Python, of course, if you write a Python, can it be interfaced with C programming or Java or Ruby or .NET? Yes, obviously. We can interface, we communicate with C programming or C programming applications from Python. For that, we have different flavors. Flavors means different kind of versions. Let's say versions. Don't get confused. Versions are basically version 1.1, 2.0, 3.0. But we can see here different flavors of Python. So if I want to interface C program with Python, you can use C Python. Java plus Python, Jython. Ruby, the code in Ruby language can be interfaced with Python. That's Ruby Python. And Iron Python, which is .NET applications, can be interfaced with the Python. And there is MicroPython, PyPy. This PyPy is very fast. There is a inbuilt JIT compiler, and as compared to normal Python like JPython, Ruby Python, it will be performance-wise and speed-wise, it is more as compared to all the Python flavors. And there is one more Python is called Anaconda Python. Anaconda Python means we can use it for large volume applications. If we have large volume of data, like machine learning, data science, we can use Anaconda Python as IDE, and we can use that flavor. So these are the flavors of Python. So this is all about the introduction about the Python, and I hope you are able to see my screen. And yes, we have 15 more minutes of time. Actually, this is introduction class. That's the reason while I'll close for 1 hour only. From tomorrow onwards, I'll take 1.5 hours, because from tomorrow onwards, we'll get started with code. So what are the variables we use? What are the things we are going to deal with? All these things will be discussed from tomorrow onwards. Before that, there is some instructions means you need to download few things. What are the things you need to download? If you have laptop, so you need to download 2 softwares because you need to learn hands-on. Practical knowledge must be there. Okay. Today only I'll share the slides. From tomorrow onwards, simply I'll open my IDE and then I'll teach the course. So what are the things you need to download? Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah. Can anyone see that screen? Google, can anyone confirm that? Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So first you need to download IDE, Python IDE. IDE means integrated development environment, and you can see that. I think there is some noise. Wait. I'll share with you. Yeah. So we need to download IDE. Okay. Here you can see the screen. IDE. IDE means integrated development area, where we need to enter the code to communicate with the Python. Okay. So here in this IDE, we are going to enter the program, then we'll execute and we'll see the output. Of course, we have different IDs are there. Some of you are familiar with that. Let me show you. Yeah. So I'll show you some different IDs. Different IDE Python. PyCharm is there, Ideal is there, Sublime, Atom, Jupyter, Spider. Yeah, of course, multiple IDs are there. Now we need to download 2 things. One is the Python. So if you are online, of course, I'll share the link in the group. If you are online, you can download it. Python download. So download Python or Python download. We can see that. We can see here download Python 3.11.1 version. This is the latest version. Latest version of for Windows, of course, for Linux, all these things also. So if you are using, if you are using Windows 7, Windows 10 Pro, Windows 11, all these things, you can download directly from download Python. Okay, but there is one condition or one kind of restriction is those who are using Windows 7 or below that will not get the updation, or the Python 3.11.1 will not be worked. So if you have Windows 7, simply you can go for 3.7 version. 3.7 version. But more than that, Windows XP or 10 Pro, 11, all this can people simply download 3.11.1 version, right? And of course, those who are using Mac, Apple MacBook, this is for Mac OS. You can download it from here, and you can install it. And Linux, those who are using Linux as operating system, this is the thing you need to download, because from tomorrow onwards, simply I'll do the hands-on. This is the first thing you need to download. By downloading this, you can do coding from command prompt, which is a little bit difficult to beginners. For that, you need to download one more thing, that is Anaconda distribution. Anaconda. The main aim of this training is for data science and machine learning. That's the reason you must familiar with this Anaconda. Go to Anaconda website and you can see directly download for Windows for 3.11 version. Okay. For example, if you are using Mac, there is the Apple symbol. Linux, there is a Mac icon, Linux icon. Simply you can download, and remember that is 621 MB. So almost your internet must be very fast, and you need to download these two things. So I'll share now only. Yeah. Python download, and then I'll go for Anaconda. Yeah. So I shared in the group, right? Someone. Okay. So this is about the today's class, and from tomorrow onwards we'll start from variable concept. And if you have any doubts regarding this, I'll wait until 8 o'clock. So I'll stop sharing. I'll stop recording also.